The last few days in crypto were, in reality, crazy. However, we simply witnessed a very big update regarding the USA marketplace. And sure, I do assume that we need to cognizance on this. I suppose that we must be, you understand, without a doubt, kind of listening to what's taking place proper now. It's sincerely kind of pave a manner for crypto virtual property and the era around the gap to be integrated and in the long run applied in and even out of doors of the USA financial device. Welcome to the channel, everybody. My name is Nick. For those which can be new to the channel, hopefully via the cease of this video, you do turn out to be a subscriber. Let's dive on in and permits talk about a few matters due to the fact, wow, what a difference one day can make in this space. 24 hours ago, the sky become falling. Today, things are searching a bit exclusive. Bitcoin's returned to nearly 100K. XRP is buying and selling over $2.6 a few cents. Now, all and sundry is getting a touch bit excited, but I just want to take a step again and simply allow you to guys recognize that don't get too some distance beforehand of yourselves. Like, just ensure that you are organized for something to take place next due to the fact we ought to see a violent rejection off of the highs one ultimate time to, without a doubt, shake the marketplace. Any type of, you already know, universal true outlook that absolutely everyone does have and in the end kills the sentiment, absolutely. Right before the most important movements, it would make a variety of sense. We have visible this typically over, but matters are looking quite suitable. On the final 24-hour span, we are seeing a number of old cash up extensively, and we are starting to see a touch bit of a pleasing bounce back, which is usually first rate to peer. Now, one thing that I will say is dominance is beginning to exchange a bit. We'll, in reality, have a look at the columns right here, and we upload inside the dominance percent, and I want to form a flow this to the front just so that guys can see it. Check out the dominance right here. We have 60% for Bitcoin, which it was a bit over 63%. We have Ethereum over 10, 3%, XRP still round almost 5%, but Ethereum's dominance has been losing significantly. This may be very thrilling to peer, and XRP nearly has 50% of Ethereum's marketplace cap. One small statement, it is very bullish for XRP, ought to fast exchange the complete view for this market. I'm no longer saying something, I'm simply announcing that we should. We should be organized for anything to manifest subsequent proper or terrible. The first rate way to do this is parking, you understand, stable coins at the sidelines just in case, and not performing hastily here. But XRP's normal buying and selling quantity did lately surge. I changed into listening to talks approximately how in a single hour XRP recorded like the most buying and selling extent in history. That is pretty loopy to consider. But this chart is simply insane. I suggest if you in reality checked out some of the candle bodies on a few charts, it turned into showing us some quite crazy moves. Now this one most effective suggests us down to like 195 on some exchanges. XRP clearly dipped all the way down to like the 160, 170 degree, which is quite wild because we're again to 265. And all I were given to say is, wow, I suggest you may call it market manipulation. However, it appears as though there's quite a few internal or even external factors that we may want to have. You understand, surely kind of tied to that fee pass. But it became weekend charge movement, weekend rate motion. I've always said it, do not accept as true with it. Don't agree with weekend fee motion. But I am nevertheless looking XRP closely because there's clearly a possibility that we fill the macro hole here. And it is round like 164 to around like 193. Now, I recognize that we were given close to it. And I recognize on a few exchanges we did cross all of the way down to like 170. However, there is certainly a possibility that we can move right down to like the mid 160 variety one last time. I say one final time due to the fact I do assume that the following flow goes to be the final finale for the gap in which XRP must be around or maybe probable above $10 plus. But out of doors of that allows communicate approximately a few things. Let's actually cope with some large buys. Number one, we did listen that Dave Portnoy, so if you guys do not know, Orstal, sports founder Dave Portnoy states that he just bought another $1 million in XRP. Now, Dave did buy lower back in like the middle of December as well. He owned like 3 million XRP. He did come out and say that. And then on the 3rd of February, we did hear, Kay, here's my declaration. I simply bought some other million XRP. Check it out. So there you men have it. Now, hopefully, YouTube would not mute that clip. However, it's essentially what he said. Okay, here's my declaration. I simply offered every other million of XRP. Listen, quite a few humans have been shopping for XRP. They become, like I said, in 1 hour XRP recorded the maximum buying and selling extent in records, which is form of loopy. And it's because there is a lot more eyes on XRP today than ever, earlier than, for my part. But to date, the marketplace has been selecting up. We can simply see the top gainers and losers in the top 100 or even the pinnacle 500. Big shout to Griffin. Griffin is a big winner. If you guys do recognize, you understand, you are within the Discord, you understand. Also, Telcoin doing very good. Keep close out at the channel these days due to the fact we can be making a video for Telcoin as it has been acting thoroughly, and it has been really one. It really is in my portfolio, and it's been in my portfolio considering going all the way lower back to love 2022 for plenty of reasons. But out of doors of that, let's talk approximately some big news. Number one, permits communicate about President Donald Trump launching the US Sovereign Wealth Fund. Big shout out to Bank XRP for this. This could be the game changer we have been anticipating. In my humble opinion, that is one of the maximum groundbreaking choices in this or in his management. What is a sovereign wealth fund? Well, it is essentially a nation-owned investment fund composed of economic assets such as shares, bonds, belongings, precious metals, or other economic gadgets. These funds are normally funded by means of sales from commodity exports or from foreign exchange reserves held by way of the central financial institution. Here are the important components of sovereign wealth funds. Purpose. They are, on the whole, created to attain long-time period returns, diversify assets, stabilize the economy, or shop for future generations, especially in nations where sales from non-renewable resources like oil is substantial. The funding source, they are frequently funded by using income from natural assets, particularly oil and fuel, as visible in nations like Norway, Saudi Arabia, or even from the UAE. And then additionally, non-commodity, funded with the aid of transfers from foreign exchange reserves or economic surpluses like those in Singapore or even China. Then the funding techniques, these finances can invest in an extensive variety of assets globally, from public equities and bonds to real estate infrastructure, and now and again even non-public equity or hedge price range. Their strategy regularly involves lengthy time period investments that won't be at once liquid, however are expected to yield high returns through the years. Governance. They may be managed by means of government bodies or unbiased boards to make sure transparency, duty, and adherence to worldwide nice practices. Although governance systems can range broadly, monetary impact, they can play roles in stabilizing domestic economies, assisting countrywide improvement projects, or making ready for demographic changes like in getting old populace. They also can be used as equipment for geopolitical influence via strategic investments. Then we additionally have examples. Some well-known sovereign wealth finances encompass Norway's government pension fund Global, regularly cited for its transparency and ethical investment guidelines, after which Abu Dhabi's investment authority, one in every of the biggest sovereign wealth finances, Singapore's Temasek Holdings, and also GIC. Sovereign wealth funds are awesome from different kinds of kingdom budget like stabilization finances,